Alrighty, tier list videos have been a little bit fun. I'm not gonna lie. It really has been a moment since I've used these weapons. I actually like look back and I was like, it feels like it was just yesterday, but at the same time, like I had to like think about like the boombox weapons and think about like just in general, like when did I use these and like how long ago, and but it feels like it was yesterday at the same time. I don't know, it's really weird making these videos like a little bit after. I think it would have been better if I did it right after I finished all these videos, or like those weapons after I finished all those weapons for those videos. However, I didn't think about it, and I think it's nice doing tier list now. I mean, might as well do it. But yeah, we're gonna be doing the boombox tier list today. So the boombox weapons was a very fun actual set. It's very interesting. Some of the weapons can be very fun, some of them can be very interesting, or like yeah, actually there's not a lot when you think about it, but I don't know, let's just get right into it. So starting off, we got the staccato shadow. I believe this is, oh wait, no, that's the okay, don't yell at me, but the beat blaster and the staccato shadow look very similar. You cannot tell me. So you could look, yeah, so look, you can see like the only reason why I remember the difference, or like sometimes I remember the difference, is because the staccato shadow has 4 blasters on the front and the beat blaster has 2. That's how you should remember it. So the first one's the beat blaster, a very fun weapon. I think it's S tier out of the set. Definitely high damage, very fun to use. Actually has a decent amount of damage. Like I remember doing a decent amount of damage and holding its own weight. I forgot who I ran it with. I think it was, might have been Sledge. If it wasn't that, it was probably Urban Assault Headhunter, which is the increasing AR damage. But I remember doing great damage with it, having fun with it, just vibing out with it. So if you guys want to try that one out, definitely do. Crescendo, gosh, this weapon, the Crescendo, it's definitely D tier. And it was, I really had high hopes with it. I actually remember the mission I was doing it in. I gave it a defender. I was hoping that it was actually going to be able to do something. It ended up not doing anything. The damage drop off, the range on it was horrendous. The charge up time was even more horrendous. It just was a disaster. So that deserves a D tier. You guys can't even come at me. You guys know, like I remember doing that video, and sometimes I do a video and I still come out with a video because I like doing videos on all the weapons, and I think it's very fair and a very fair assessment to give my opinion on the weapon. But this one was definitely one of those where we're like, oh yeah, I don't know if I should have done that one. It's kind of crazy. But next up, the staccato shadow. This actually definitely up there too. I think it was S tier for the group and just for in general, a very fun shotgun. I love the boombox set. I might be a little biased, but whenever I was using it, I was having fun. Definitely one of those weapons that you got to try, use it a little bit, have fun with it. Definitely like mess around with the perks and stuff, because sometimes you can have a little bit more fun with different weapons. So I definitely do think this is it. Thank you for the 3 bits, Unite. I appreciate it so much. So yeah, staccato shadow, one of those weapons you got to try. I actually think I ran it with I don't remember who I ran it with. It might have been with Shrapnel Headhunter. I mean, I guess I could look at the perks real quick. So here's a little thing right here. So yeah, I can look at the perks. Core damage. So I was running double core damage. So yeah, I think I ran it with did I run it? I might have, maybe Shrapnel Headhunter. If not, it was what's his face, the other shotgun hero. But still, no matter the fact, it's definitely a fun shotgun. Definitely think you should use it no matter what. Ear splitter. If Az was here, he would probably yell at me if I put this anywhere else but S tier. Thank you so much for the bits, Unite. I really do appreciate it. The alerts aren't on. I'm recording right now, but yeah, Twitch link down below if you guys ever want to stop by. Sometimes I record these live, sometimes I don't, but I appreciate the bits no matter what. But yeah, ear splitter. It's for its purposes, I think it's an A tier weapon. I don't think it's S tier. It's not that great. However, I've used it. I remember using it, and it was very fun to use. I wasn't even using the proper loadout. Az ended up finding a better loadout for the weapon. So I can't even imagine, because it was already good when I was using it. I can't imagine if I was using it with a better loadout. Like, that's pretty much what it is. And there's actually a clip of him farming 3,000 metal in the span of, I think it was like 5 minutes or 6 minutes of getting 3,000 metal with the ear splitter. So you can technically use it. Thank you so much for the bits. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. So I think it deserves A tier. If you disagree with me, then I'm sorry, but I think Az would probably say it's an A tier weapon, not S tier, but definitely up there with A tier. Hot mix. I remember doing this video with Musician. This is definitely a C tier weapon. I think it could be a B or A tier weapon, but I just can't get the hang of using the weapon. I remember struggling to kill a right husky for like 20 minutes straight because of this dang weapon. So yeah, I appreciate the bit so much. Thank you so much. But yeah, I think it's a C2 weapon. No argument with it. Musician probably might argue with me, but I think it's definitely deserves that spot right there. Wait, I just realized the staccato shadow is this one. This is the Desi Blaster. No wonder I clicked the Desi Blaster. Yeah, I messed up. I appreciate the bits, Unite. No, thank you so much. Thank you. Next up, we got the mic drop. Now, the melee weapons are very interesting. I think the mic drop was a B tier weapon. With Paleo Luna, once again, it's kind of like the ear splitter. It did damage, was up there, held its own weight, but it just wasn't that great. I mean, it definitely doesn't deserve D or C because it definitely did do its job. It was fun. However, definitely do crazy amount of damage where I'd put an A or S tier. Surround pound, I think for useful purposes, I think it's like up in S tier whenever it comes to MSK for being like the weapon that you could use if you don't have the hardware weapon for MSK. I forgot what it's called. It's like the Fury. There we go. But for purposes of like in game, I think it's like an A tier weapon. I don't think it's crazy good. I don't think it's definitely bad, but for purposes, I definitely think it's better than Ear Splitter. The only reason why it doesn't go in S is because in regular missions, it's not as great as other weapons. I don't think it could be used up there, but definitely can be used. However, like it's very hard. It hurts. I almost want to put an S tier. That's how bad it hurts. Like I think it deserves that S tier spot. However, it's not there. I don't think it deserves it. It's just like it's like barely there. If it was an A, since it's an A tier, it's like the 99.9%, like 0.1 off to get up to S tier. I think it was a little bit more functional in pub or like in 160s or in regular missions. I think it'd be nice, but I remember using it. It wasn't that great. The right click was all right. Definitely better than Air Splitter though. I can tell you that, especially for MSK and whatnot. But yeah. Next up, I actually forgot what this. I think it's a woofer, right? This is the woofer. The only reason why I remember the name is because it just sounded funny, you know. Woofer, it was an all right weapon. I remember doing a video on it. It definitely isn't as good as a staccato shadow. I think it was a little bit more slow firing. Didn't do a lot of damage. I think it's a C tier weapon. Probably around where the hot mix is. Whenever it comes to usability, it's not distance wise. At least with the staccato shadow and with the beat blaster, I can shoot a little bit further. With the woofer, I couldn't shoot like a foot in front of me. I swear I was like I'd have to get into their faces. I know it's a shotgun, but like at least with the beat blaster, I could be a little bit further away, or with the staccato shadow, a little bit further away, still do a little bit of amount of damage. But with the woofer, I couldn't. And then last but finally not least, we got the Desi Blaster. The Desi Blaster. It's a hard take. I think for purposes in a trap tunnel, it's S tier. If it bouncing off of enemies and hitting different enemies, definitely, like I've seen it could do a crazy amount of damage against a mini boss. I see it in trap tunnels bouncing around doing a crazy amount of damage. However, for a regular rocket launcher, for the amount of ammo it costs, it's probably like B tier. Definitely better than the mic drop. It'd probably go A tier right above the ear splitter actually. Now that I think about it, because it definitely does damage. It's just I think it has to be very specific to do a crazy amount of damage. Kind of with the ear splitter where you have to specifically use a certain loadout. So I think it's definitely up there. The only reason why I don't think it deserves B tier is because the mic drop's there. And if I'm rating the Desi Blaster where the mic drop is, then I don't know what I'm doing because the mic drop is kind of like, you know, I think it's A tier. I think it's lower in A tier. Not as bad as the ear splitter, just due to the fact that ear splitter is not as usable, but it's definitely up there though. So yeah, this is my tier list for the Boombox tier list. Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. I think most people would agree with me on this. I think as compared to other weapons, you guys remember I'm only using this set, nothing else whenever it comes to the actual like all the weapons in the game. This is just a set, so you know what I mean. Otherwise, yeah, this is my tier list. Remember, subscribe down below if you have any opinions of your own. Let me know down in the comments because I love knowing what you guys think of my tier list. I think it's pretty fun. Otherwise, yeah, subscribe down below, like the video, use code Mattio9 shop, and remember, as always, have a great morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.